Many hellos. You're tuned in to the Rewind Guys podcast, the show where we watch, discuss, and rate old movies, new movies, movies that defined our childhoods, and some we've never seen or even heard of before. This week, we're taking a turd to the face because we're talking about the movie The Platform. So put your feet up, take a load off, and don't forget the popcorn, because the show is about to begin.
Nice intro, I like that.
Quite a good scene, isn't it? One man crazy, three very sane spectators.
Welcome back to the Rewind Guys podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Andrews, joined by Mike Andrus.
What's up?
Russell Andrews.
Welcome to Walmart.
And Isiah Page.
Welcome.
This week, we're talking about the Netflix original, The Platform. This is a sci-fi horror film filmed in Spain, was released September of 2019, has a runtime of 1 hour and 34 minutes, and is rated R.
And currently it has Patrick's brain on fire.
It really does. Now, I don't know how to pronounce the names of these actors, so to not butcher them or disrespect them, I'm going to put all the links down in the description, so just bear with me. I apologize. Okay, so will whoever picked this movie give us the synopsis?
Okay, so Netflix has a really terrible one, but I'm just going to use theirs. It's better than it sounds from this. A slab of food descends floor by floor in a prison. The inmates above eat heartily, leaving those below starving and desperate. A rebellion is imminent.
Wow.
I don't feel like that really describes very well.
No, because it's like watching. All right, are we gonna do this in order properly this time, or are we gonna actually jump around a lot?
We're going to try, but hey, you know what? We're the Rewind Guys, so if we have to rewind a little bit, it's all right. It's part of our shtick.
All I know is what I got out of the movie wasn't what I expected from reading that description before I watched it.
I never even read the description.
I didn't either. I just put it on one. I was bored. I was like, put this movie on.
You told me about the movie, but I never read it, so I did know a little bit of what I was going into. So,
Well, I guess like how it says it was a prison, so I expected it to be a prison, but it's not a prison.
Yeah, the people are there by choice.
yeah,
most of the people are there by
but not
choice.
all, right?
Well, not all.
I suppose
It's
not
by
all.
choice. It's either you do this or you go in the hole.
Obviously.
But yeah, so I mean, and this is another one that I just could not find the budget on. So I don't know if this is like a Netflix thing where they're not releasing that information.
Because Netflix can suck a dick sometimes.
Because yeah, because
Like
love
Netflix.
Netflix
Don't
for
get me
that
wrong.
reason.
Sorry, Netflix, if you're listening to this. We like you. But that's some
Sponsor
bullshit.
us.
we like you, but suck a dick.
That's why we like you. You suck good dick.
Yeah.
Hey! You down there!
Don't pester
Can you
those
hear me?
below,
Why?
because they're below. The ones above won't answer,
Really?
because they are above, obviously.
Everything is really obvious to you, isn't it? How long you been here?
Months, many months. As I said, level 48 is a good level. You've been extremely lucky.
How long do we stay at this good level?
We'll be here exactly for 1 month only. Then we'll see. All right, I'll only answer one more question. I'm tired of speaking.
Our story begins, and I'll be honest with you, even though I knew what the movie was about, but when it opened up, I'm like, what the hell am I looking at? It is like this Willy Wonka-esque kitchen. Like I'm like, there's oranges coming down chutes and all this weird like butcheries going on and preparing meals, and I forgot that was like the whole premise of the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm like,
But yeah, they're showing you how much care is put into every dish.
oh yes,
Yeah.
I mean, like, each meal is going to be hundreds of dollars.
oh yeah. I mean, this is like top notch. Doesn't get any better.
Like, I think Gordon Ramsay was at the head of the kitchen cooking up this shit, making sure everybody is
I was just going to
Taking
ask
care.
if Gordon Ramsay ran this prison.
Wouldn't that be kind of funny if he had like this really tiny like Where's Waldo-esque cameo in
He
like,
just
the
kind of walks
back?
in the background.
What the fuck is this? Yeah. We get that. And we learn there are 3 types of people. Can anybody remember the 3 types of people?
White people,
Whoa.
black people, and gray people.
What was
Yes.
it? Like
No,
the ones,
no.
I can't remember.
No.
I watched this movie a
The
while
ones who are on
ago.
top,
Oh yeah.
the ones who are on the bottom, and the ones who fall.
Yes, the ones above, the ones below, and the ones who fall. And yeah, so you learn that right
remember that
away.
at all.
Yeah, it's like right in the beginning.
That's how the movie opens.
I can't say shit because that's how I am. Like almost every movie. Oh, well,
I check out for the first 10 minutes of every movie.
Oh,
and then
hey,
I'm like,
I will
"Ooh, like
say,
this."
in my defense, there have been a couple movies I have not checked out on at all. Velocipaster
the
being one
one-
of them.
I was going to say,
Okay,
can you
yeah,
name
yeah,
one?
right.
Yes, Velocipaster and Suburban Commando.
It had to be that movie.
Full attention. Full attention. And our main character wakes up and he is on level 48 and he meets his, I guess, I actually was already calling them cellmates, but apparently they look at this like a prison anyway.
You know, I guess when you think about it, it is a prison, but not in like the traditional sense you think of prison. They're not in there necessarily for a crime,
Yeah.
but they're kind of imprisoned by their own devices, I think.
Right. Okay. And we the main character is trying to introduce himself to a cellmate across this room with a huge like hole in the floor, like this rectangular hole. And his roommates, they all have given names. Like they don't use their real names, right? They have their given names. As far as I took it,
I'm not really 100% sure on that one.
because
either.
I don't remember anyone's name in this movie.
Okay, because his
I'm gonna be honest. I thought the movie was French till you guys said it was Spanish, and then I'm like, oh,
I
guess I'm an idiot.
the main guy's name is Greg Nor.
something
I think
something
that's
like
it.
that.
I think that's the
I have it
only
written
name
down
that's-
somewhere. I can't see it. though.
Reptar, like from
I was going to say, this sounds like the name the bear dude from Guardians would have, like Greg Nord.
Well, his cellmate had like almost like an anime style name. His name was Trimagasi, and
okay.
And I'm like, okay. And I swear one of them said, like, that was the name they gave me. So I don't know if he meant, like, his parents, but I took it like
again, you know,
I think
kind of
the old
symbolic.
man was just a sarcastic asshole. So I
yeah,
think, like,
obviously.
Obviously.
All right, yeah, because you can't use that word. That's his fucking word.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
So, those who are going there for imprisonment, do they get the same rule where you can take any one object, or is that?
Yeah, I think everyone's treated. I think everyone in there is created equal.
No,
Yeah, I think you're right.
100% because old man roommate, you learn very short
yeah.
in is in because what did he do? He kicked his AC unit out his window.
No, he got mad because he watched a commercial.
Yeah.
He watched a commercial for a knife sharpener. That can make your knife sharp.
Is this Samurai Plus? Samurai
No.
Max.
It was just a samurai, wasn't it?
Max.
Yeah, Samurai
Okay,
Max.
Samurai Max,
So he buys that. Samurai Plus comes out.
which is a knife that
Knife
never.
that sharp, it doesn't get dull. It gets sharper as you use it. So he bought that. Out comes another commercial the next day for something even better. He got mad, threw his TV out the window.
Yeah.
And it landed on somebody. So because it landed on somebody,
He went to jail.
He either got to go to a corrections facility or he got to go into the hole.
Well, yeah, probably.
Which
like,
was what 6 months? I think he got.
he was
he
already a year in.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
that's right. No, it was the other guy that got 6 months.
Yeah,
'Cause
he volunteered his 6 months for a credited degree
Yeah, he wants a degree.
He wants
and
a degree and
He
stop
has a credit
smoking
degree and quit. Yeah, quit smoking.
because he can't smoke while he's there. So he looks at it as an opportunity to quit
Right.
smoking.
And to read.
Oh yeah, and to read his one item. You can take any one item, and he brought his Don Quixote book.
Who would take a
And,
fucking book?
You know this.
Well, obviously.
That was. Yeah,
I hate this movie. I love this movie, but I hate this movie so much because
everybody's gonna hate us. But
I hate people like this. I hate people like this because this Trimagasi guy, he's pissed that he killed this dude, and his reason is because this guy is he was an illegal immigrant, and he's like he shouldn't have been there in the first place. Fuck that guy. I should not be here.
Yeah, obviously.
That's bullshit.
Obviously.
Oh man, he said that. I'm like, man, I hate people like you.
But I mean, that's the point. They're trying
Exactly,
to show
yes.
each kind of societal person represented in this.
level of society.
But
Yeah.
back
Each
to the whole
person.
point, everyone got to bring in one object. He brought his Samurai Plus.
Yeah, of course he brought a Samurai Plus, the knife that sharpens itself and gets sharper the
As you
more
use
you
it.
use it. Yes, great knife. I
So
wish I had one.
he should have
Me
just
too.
used
Fuck.
it on like the cement wall, because it would have just gotten better at breaking the cement as he used it, and he would have gotten out.
Yeah,
He kind of was.
I do.
He was just kind of carving into the wall for the fun of it.
Yeah.
I want to kind of jump forward because I don't want to forget this point, and then I will come back.
Rewind.
Yes, I will rewind.
Go boo boo.
Here's the issue I have, man, and maybe it's a plot hole or not thought through, or maybe I'm just not looking at this right, and that's probably the latter. But he resorted to cannibalism with a cellmate, or even with this guy. He liked this guy, like they had a bond.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, look, man, it's eat or be eaten. I have to eat you."
Right, yeah.
No, bullshit. No.
He tied him up, but he said he wasn't going to kill him. He was only going to cut off enough that was necessary for each day.
Oh,
so by the end of the month,
heal and get a different spot.
And I
by
get
the
that.
end of the month, he would be fine. He would be in pain, but he'd be fine. He'd be alive. That was what he was trying to do.
He obviously had did this before because we learned that he was on a much lower floor. Was it like floor 1?
Right. We have to get back to what the floors even mean.
Yeah, well,
the listeners
okay,
have no
okay.
idea unless they've seen it.
Okay, yeah. Let me finish my point, and then we'll backtrack. My point is, if you like this guy so much, and he's a cannibal anyway, and he's already kind of not okay, but come to terms with the fact that he is a murderer. Why didn't he just ride the table down one level and eat one of them? Why is he eating his best friend?
Because he knows this guy, and he knows that.
There's also, if you look at it, I guess this old man, after a year, is used to the drugs they used to knock you out because he clearly woke up way, way before the new guy.
Yeah, that's true.
His ass was tied up and wrapped up like a cocoon before he even had a chance to wake up.
So was he going to be able to get up, get on the platform, ride it down, fight two guys down there, because he's kind of old,
right?
Tie them up, and then eat them? When this guy's just sleeping in the bed over there, and he knows this guy trusts him. He knows that this guy's kind of a softie, really. He's not really a tough guy.
I think how you said we had to jump far ahead, but we really didn't jump that far ahead.
Well, but I think we're missing some stuff, and we didn't exactly say some stuff about the levels. But I just thought that was weird. I'm like, you didn't really have to eat this guy. But I mean, he also wasn't. You're right. He wasn't trying to do it to kill him, and he was trying to do it in a very, I guess, sane, rational way.
He was. He was looking at it in the most logical way he could, I guess.
Yeah. And so obviously what happens with this movie.
Obviously.
So what happens with this movie is the food is prepared immaculate. Everybody who is in this prison tells the administrative team their favorite dish. And apparently they make everybody's fucking favorite dish.
As perfect as possible.
Perfect as possible. Because there's a scene we'll get to where something's not right. Something is a little off. And so anyway, and they put all this on this giant platform on level 0. And they lower it to the first level. They get to eat first. Second level, second, and so on all the way down.
Usually by the time it gets to like floor 50, there's nothing left.
Yeah, and it's just garbage and practically like really unsanitary and just like it's not good, you know. Yeah. And then to make it fair, to give everybody an equal chance every month, everybody's gassed, and they're all moved to, I'm assuming, probably a randomized floor to give everybody
shuffled up.
Yeah, so everybody gets an equal chance to every floor.
Well, this is kind of to and fro jumping around, but even before we got to a part where this was a thing, as this thing was going down floors, my thought was like, if everybody only took enough, or ate just enough to be that would keep them alive for the day,
right?
It would make it through all the floors and everybody would get something.
Yes.
You don't need to take a lot. Yeah, a lot of us eat like fucking fatties because, you know, I'm not going to lie, I eat like a fucking fatty. But you only need to really eat so much.
Right. But then that's the thing. And obviously that's what the movie gets at is people take advantage. And then those who have starved previously, when they have the chance to then eat like a king, you know, when they have the opportunity, they take advantage of it.
Yes.
And that's
greed.
Yes, and it is. It's all about greed.
The moment you get a taste of it,
it's actually kind of described by the old man as they kind of become friends. He says,
you don't talk to the floors above.
Yeah, because they won't.
To them below.
If you talk to the people above you, they won't listen.
Yeah.
And the floors below you don't talk to them because you're above them.
Yes.
So if you're above someone, they are less than you.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's just how it goes.
That is a bullshit thing.
But that's how it
But
works.
it is. There's a truth to that.
And there really is, because like I was talking about before, you know, somebody was questioning like who would do these kinds of things, like who would really like just jump right on there and step up in the food. I'm like, you know, but people are dumb. People are ignorant, and people do that shit.
It's also like, an 8-foot wide slab. If you want the food that's in the center, you gotta walk on it.
Not really.
And you
If
only
just
have
walk to the side.
but you only have a few minutes to eat too.
Yes.
So if you want to like stuff your face, you better go quick.
Well, right, exactly. And because it's only really intended for you to eat what you need so it can move on. And that's the thing. Yes, you only get so much time. And if you try and keep anything while it's moving down to the next level or whatever, you get punished. Either your room will get super hot until the point where you die.
You either cook or you freeze.
Or you freeze. Yeah, exactly. And then, but you can avoid that if you just take and chuck it down back to where it belongs. And then you're okay.
I'll save it for later. Why'd you do that?
It's for them to eat, and the ones below.
What if the ones above did the same?
Of course they did. Those selfish bastards.
You feel that?
It'll keep rising, the temperature.
Rising.
We'll be boiling. It's going to happen pretty soon. Yep.
But we'll faint.
It's your fault. Because of you, the temperature will keep rising. You must...
You gotta be kidding me.
You must return the apple you stole from them. The food is only ours while the platform is on our level. But if you try to keep things, then they'll crank up the heat until the flesh will fall off our bones. Or they'll freeze us to death. Depends.
Fuck.
He thinks it's disgusting. It's on level 48, so by the time it's making it to them,
Yeah.
it's been rummaged through.
Yeah, everything's half eaten.
It looks, it's pretty messed
I
up.
don't think he actually eats anything till probably like day 3 or 4.
Yeah, I think it is about day
Yeah,
3.
and then what did he take, like an apple or something to eat it?
Well, because if the apple was the first day, he was going to
Yeah,
take it,
apple
keep
was
it.
the first day.
but
He was
then
just
he
going to
threw it
keep it.
down.
Yeah, and then he threw it down when
But
the
he didn't
rooms get
actually
hot.
eat anything till I think like the 3rd or 4th day.
Yeah, and
he
he's
also didn't eat very much.
he like started with like this little tiny like what pea pod or green bean or something.
Yeah, and then he was kind of disgusted with the old man because he's playing by the rules of this kind of societal hierarchy in this prison
Yes.
where when the old man was done, he kind of like threw stuff on the table, spit on the table,
Yeah.
threw his rag on there, and he's like, "Why are you doing that?" He goes, "Well, because I was down there before, and that's what happens," which is a weird way to look at it, but people
Also-
look at things like that.
Yeah.
Like for the whole first floor that they're on in the 40s, that dude above was so creepy.
Oh, yeah.
It was.
Every time he'd look up, that dude would just be like pop just like the top
Yeah.
of his head out, and it's like, oh, that dude creeps me
That
out.
guy's a little weird.
I honestly thought he was gonna be more in the movie, but no, he was just there to be creepy for the first.
I'm almost 100% positive I have a neighbor down the road who looks just like that guy.
Ugh.
No joke.
Ugh.
So yeah,
Is he
so
above or below?
Are you asking if he's tops or bottoms? Because I can
he
tell you
tops
for
it.
sure.
He's
He
versatile.
tops.
I'm lazy, so no.
Top Patrick's
I
all
just
hard.
lay there.
So
Lay there and take it.
So yeah, days go by. He doesn't want to eat, but eventually he breaks down. He starts kind of small, but then like we get this montage of he's getting used to the system and how things function, and,
Yeah.
and he's joining this guy, and like they actually look like they're kind of enjoying themselves, like
Yeah.
and even I think the guy said like this is kind of where you want to be.
Right.
You don't want to be higher up because you'll go crazy, and you don't want to be below because you'll starve and go crazy.
Yeah.
And so he's like, we should be like, you should be blessed and praying that we stay on these levels.
Right. Which is
They also
what.
talk about the floors they've been to already.
Yeah.
He says the highest floor he's been to is 11, and the lowest he's been to is something in the hundreds. I don't-
130 something.
Yeah, like 133, 132,
yeah, I think it
something
was
like that.
133, but I'm
132.
not sure.
Yeah, and he's guessing he thinks there's 150 floors.
Yeah.
I think is what he said.
Yeah, because he timed how long the platform was on each floor. 'Cause
Right.
He obviously stops on his.
Well,
they're all
no.
the same, and then he timed how long it took to get down to the
that
next one.
was much later,
Well,
wasn't
no,
it?
because he was on.
Didn't he do that, or was it the other guy?
I think that was later when they were talking.
Oh, I
He
don't
was
know.
on
I'm
floor
not sure.
171 with.
Well,
the old
that
dude.
the whole reason I brought that up because they discussed
Because he said
the
he
floors
thought
they
there
went
was
to.
250 floors.
Yeah, but the whole that's the whole reason I brought up because like after they have this whole bonding montage,
Yeah.
and they do all their dumb shit, the gas comes in.
Yeah.
The old man explains it, and they wake up on floor 170 something,
Is that-
171.
Yeah, 171.
and that's when the old man just kind of like
Oh yeah,
goes full
because
Hannibal.
he's been in here. He's been in here for like a year-ish, give or take. I think
Yeah.
something like that. So he knows what's going to happen. He knows how it's going to work.
I think he said this is his last month.
Yeah,
Second
yeah.
to last month.
Oh, okay.
Second
Okay.
month. Okay, yeah. I knew it was like he's close to the end. He's like, He's like, you should just be happy for me that I'm going to get out.
Yeah. And so because he knows the system, that's why he tied him to the bed. It's like, look, I'm not trying to kill you. I'm going to make this work so we can both survive this. Just kind of bear with me in a creepy, nice way.
He's like, I'll give you 8 days. And every day as the food comes down, he shows him, he's like, there's nothing here.
Yeah.
I'm getting more hungry. Like,
Yep. And so, and by this point, of course, obviously he knows about his past as far as accidentally killing this guy. And he knows he's been in the situation before where he's already been...
This is the last person he ate, he didn't kill. It was someone who had fallen to their death, so he just kind of ate their body. That's pretty much what he said.
Oh, man, when that first body came down and like smacked on their level and blood splattered on him, I was like, damn. I was like, okay.
That startled me a little bit.
yes,
Like,
that
whoa.
one startled me. Also, like, it was really creepy when the Asian lady rode down.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was not aware, like, because, you couldn't keep food. I was under the impression you couldn't touch, because they always sat on his pillow and reached onto it.
Yeah.
So I didn't think you could get onto it at that point. And when she came riding down, I'm like, that's creepy as hell.
And jumping forward, there's 333 floors.
Yes.
And then after the 333rd floor, there is an abyss. On every floor. If every floor was full, that is 666 people. Can 666 people eat all, or be able to share all that? Or would be willing to share all that?
Supposedly, when you meet the woman who enters voluntarily because she works there,
Yeah.
but supposedly there was supposed to be enough food where if everybody only took their ration, it was supposed to keep everybody alive and well.
Yes.
So, I don't know.
Right. And she was under the impression also that
Yeah.
this was supposed to be a good system.
Yeah.
Like, and that's I think the whole thing is,
But you don't know people.
Yeah.
well, yeah, but I think that's kind of,
A good illustration of people who make the rules. They think it works great.
Right, yeah.
Because they're not in it.
right. And I think that's it. I think her and everybody on the outside is like, hey, look, we're supplying all these rules. It's all fair. It's all even.
It's
It
great
works.
on paper.
It's a great, yeah.
Except paper isn't reality.
Exactly. And so let's go back. We're on floor 171 and the 8 days pass. And now it's time for him to start chopping bits off his friend. And he takes the first chunk off. And man, I'll tell you what, I thought he said something about some little pieces. That looked pretty sizable.
Good, like, McChicken's worth off of them.
Yeah.
McChicken.
I'm like, holy crap,
It
dude.
looked like they kept cutting chunks off. And I'm like,
Ooh, I know. Yeah.
Because it wasn't it when he started cutting chunks, what's her face ended up coming down?
Yes.
And
like,
then,
as he's getting cut, yeah, she's riding down and sees it happening.
Yep. And I think I can't remember exactly what happened, but she decides she's going to help him
she cuts him
because
free.
because
Hands him Samurai Plus.
yeah, because the first time she ran into him, he had a heart for her for something.
Yeah. He was, I guess, just nice to her. He didn't.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much all it was.
Yeah.
Oh, well, because the old man, because he had asked who this woman was riding down. The new guy
Yeah.
had asked the old man, and the old man
Hey,
said
new
that
guy.
she had a child in there.
Oh, yeah.
And that she was riding the floors trying to find the kid. And so he kind of like was sympathetic to her.
Right.
And so I think she felt that, in a way. And that's why when she came back down, she's like, okay, you were kind of nice to me and understood my
He
struggle.
also
So-
warned him that she kills all of her cellmates because she wants to always have an open spot in her cell
Oh.
in case she finds her kid.
Man, let's miss that bit of dialogue. She comes down and sees him being kind of mutilated, and she knocks him down, takes a Samurai Plus, and I think she
cuts him-
stabs him first and pushes him back.
No, she cuts his
She like,
throat.
slashes his throat.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what it is?
Then cuts what's his face free. I think his name's Greg Nor. I swear it's that
It's-
guy's Greg Nor. But
I think it might be like
Graynor.
Gorang or something. It's really weird.
cut him free, handed him the knife, and then he stabbed.
Oh, yeah.
Patty.
Yeah, he was pissed and furious. So he takes the knife and he just goes to town on whatever his Trigasi or whatever the hell his name is.
Origami.
Yes, Origami. So we got Greg and Origami.
Yeah, that's good.
And and
I'll
then
go with
she
that.
just kind of she goes on her way, doesn't she? After that,
No, they
Yeah.
does she or maybe?
Like she eats some of the guy and moves on, I think.
Yeah, because I thought they were
Yeah.
having like a
Some guy
meal
tried to get
together.
him to
oh
eat.
yeah, she gets him to eat a little bit. She gives him some water, and I think after kind of things were a little bit established, I think she
Yeah,
kind
then
of
she
went on
moved
her
on,
way.
yeah.
This is where the cutscene comes in of when we're back in the kitchen, and apparently, like the head chef dude in charge of all this is gathering people up and matching hairs because somebody's hair is in this oh man, what the hell is this dish? It was like the dish at the end of the damn movie. It's the panna cotta.
Yeah.
There's this panna cotta dessert, and now there's a hair in it, and he's pissed. And he gets
So
his
it's gotta
people
be perfect.
together, and he's matching up hairs, and of course, it's the poor balding guy's hair.
Aw,
And,
poor
and,
guy.
and we don't really see him get much of a scalding, but like
I kind of
he's
just
getting in
assumed
trouble.
he ended up in the pit.
In the hole.
Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah.
I would not want to work there.
You either get fired or go in the hole for a couple months. Oh no.
Man, hey, maybe if he goes there, his one thing he can ask for, like in like return, is like some hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it works that way, but maybe.
Well, they got a magic floating platform.
Yeah, I kind of was curious on how the platform moved.
I was.
Well,
But I think
too.
it was kind of irrelevant to the story they
Yeah.
were trying to tell. They were like,
Plus,
we don't really
I
care
mean,
how that works. We just
yeah,
wanna
plus
tell you
with
the story.
sci-fi, man, there is definitely some suspension of like disbelief and stuff. I mean, it's got to be there.
Ramses II. Come here, my love. Come. He was only welcoming you, bastard. My name is 𝗥𝗘𝗩𝗜𝗘. He's Ramses II.
They let animals into the pit.
I would never have come without him, Goring.
It's not a good idea to take a little dog here, lady. He'll be dead tomorrow.
I thought that someone who brought a book would be nicer to animals. No one had ever asked for a book. They ask for everything. Firearms, crossbows, knives, flashlights, golf clubs, baseball bats, and even a
How do
stationery.
you know my name?
We get a fantasy sex scene now between who I'm calling Greg and this crazy mystery Asian woman.
Does the name
forgot
start with
it.
an M or something?
It does.
Yeah,
I just can't
don't
remember.
know.
Mufasa?
I don't know. Whatever, Melanie. And so
That's a real Asian name.
we got Melanie, Greg, and Origami. He's getting his face licked in this dream, and things are getting kind of hot and heavy. And he wakes up to a dog licking his face, and he kind of flips out and pushes off. And this is when we meet 𝗥𝗘𝗩𝗜𝗘.
It's almost like this is a foreign movie or something.
I know, right?
Right?
But her name is like 𝗥𝗘𝗩𝗜𝗘, and she was the interviewer, which we get because she knows Greg. Is that what I'm calling him?
Yeah.
She knows Greg,
Yeah.
and even he says like, well, how do you know my name? And so we get like this flashback of
Right.
of her talking to him and asking all these
Yeah.
questions.
'Cause
Are
she's
you-
like the intake worker or something.
yeah, and I can't even remember why the hell she even agreed to go into the system. She worked there for
She's
25 years. Yeah, no, and I get that.
Yeah, because she has cancer and they can't treat it.
So she wants to go there.
I don't know why she decided to go.
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
She said it. I just don't. It's
Wasn't it? She heard how people were acting in there, and she wanted to go in to try and tell everyone how to do it properly, like portion.
I think so.
It was something like that.
Yeah, I think she just wanted to make a difference with her last, her last little bit of time.
And she chose to bring her dog.
Yeah, well, yeah, her one item was a dog. She doesn't go anywhere without her dog. But no, because here's the thing. She acted so oblivious to Greg about how everything's working out. And no, it's not supposed to be like this. Everybody's supposed to have their rations. And even she said, she's like, no, on the outside, there's only this, and we don't allow this, and none of this is supposed to be. So, like, I took it
There's
like...
rules for that. She's telling her about the rules that were supposed to be set up for this place.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand why she went. Because I don't think
she thought that it was going to be that bad. Because, like I said before, the ones on the outside who make the rules and enforce them, they don't really know what it's like on the inside.
Exactly.
I guess. It just
They don't
seemed,
know
It
shit.
just seemed kind of weird,
They just
I guess.
assume that their rules are working.
She was like, it's not supposed to be like this. This is supposed to happen. Why can't we do this? Why isn't it working? This is supposed to happen. I don't understand. She didn't understand. She's just oblivious. She's just completely ignorant.
Literally, that's every system.
Yeah.
I guess. I just don't know what her
Every
payoff was
system
supposed to
ever.
be. I have cancer. I'm dying. So for my last days, I want to spend them in a cell
With my dog.
with my dog, where I can eat my favorite food every day. That's the payoff,
Who
and that's what
thought
she was thinking.
You're trying to make
But
a difference.
she's trying to make a difference in a system she didn't know was flawed.
Obviously.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I get the idea. She wants to make it
I
better.
guess I'd have to rewatch that scene, but I thought she did know it wasn't working out properly, so she came to teach everyone, like,
Oh,
to
maybe.
show them the way.
Maybe. I guess it's like the Messiah. Part of me gets that, but then part of me
What are you, a messiah?
doesn't get that. I don't know. I guess I kind of fall in this weird gray area of like understanding exactly why she was there. And I get and then of course, she's just like how he was when he first got there. She's trying to set up plates and ration, like, hey, eat this, make a plate for the next people. And
every day she yells down, I've set up a ration for you. Please set up the plate for the person on the
And
next
then he
floor."
finally gets pissed and says, I'm going to shit in all the food and mix it up, so you're going to eat shit if you don't listen to her.
yeah, so I think, and that's the thing, I
God, that's a
think
brutal way to
they
do it, but it
started
worked.
listening. Yeah, but for how many floors though?
Yeah, but again,
Literally the one
when,
below them.
Yeah.
when societies try that, then when you try to force rules, then people get angry.
Right.
You know, you can't force people to do certain things.
Right, and I love this
This
scene.
is where I was concerned. Because obviously they're forcing the people beneath them to ration with the poop rules.
Right.
When they had another scene where the dog was on the table eating, I'm like, oh no, that dog's gonna get sent down.
Well,
Some horrible
because-
shit's
Oh, I
gonna
thought that
happen.
too.
I'm like, some horrible shit's gonna happen to it.
Because what it was the one day, the weird chick went down. I can't remember her name. What'd you call her?
Melanie?
Yeah, Melody came down. And then when she got to the one floor, they said, "Ooh, sweet, is this for us too?" And then they went to rape her, and all of a sudden, I'm going to assume that's what's going to happen. But all of a sudden, because she held him back from going down, jumping down there, all of a sudden, you watch her walk out, like, oh, and they're both dead. It's like, oh.
Yeah, but wait, that was like the first day though, wasn't it? When she came down?
Oh, it was the first day.
It might have been, yeah.
Yeah, because this time she came down on the table.
Yeah.
When she was laying down, well, how she came down on the table? But she came laying down on the table like she was passed out or something. Like she got the shit beat out of her.
Right. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. So then they're bringing her back to health, and then they wake up and the two girls.
Oh no, yeah, because they drag her off, they put her into the bed.
Yep.
And while they're doing this, dog's on the table eating. And the whole time I'm thinking, oh, that dog's gonna get fucked up.
I thought so too.
And then they're like, why is it so cold in here? And he's like, oh, that fucking dog. And he chases it around because it has like a chicken leg or something. And
Yep. Yeah, and they throw it back down to kind of make everything right again. But yeah,
it was really anticlimactic. Like, I was expecting so much to happen there, and nothing really happened.
I thought the dog was gonna go down the floor, and they were just gonna fuck some shit up with the dog.
Yeah.
But that ended up kind of happening anyway.
But he kept trying to tell her that this lady was going through this prison like this because she's looking for a child. And she says, we do not let anybody in here under the age of 16.
Which I was like, what the fuck?
But what if she chose a child to bring in with her? What if she chose her child to bring in with her? And she's like, that still doesn't follow the rules. If you cannot bring, it's like a child cannot be let in here if they're under the age of 16. So I'm like, then why does this lady say she have a child?
Yeah, I started to maybe disbelieve
I also didn't
that
believe
woman. I thought maybe she's just crazy.
Yeah.
because this lady was the check-in lady. She interviewed everyone. She's like,
Right.
This woman was an actress. She's just playing a role. And she gave a whole story about how she's a fraud.
You know, and I kind of bought that for a little bit, but I also kind of kept it in the back of my head, like, I don't know.
She also told the whole backstory to him after Melanie, as we're calling her, butchered her dog.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
For more or less no reason.
Shits
or I
and
guess,
giggles.
like, because she didn't get to eat that day, so she ate the dog that night, I guess.
Oh, maybe.
That's how I took it.
Yeah, but she must have been on a pretty sweet level, though. I mean, at this point, they were on, I think when he woke up with her, they were on like level
It was a good
17
one.
or
Yeah,
something.
it was real good.
Like they were really up there. And so if she was riding down, she was on a pretty sweet level. So I don't know why she was eating the damn dog.
That's the one thing, too. She always seemed to be up on a high level.
Yeah, she was always pretty much coming down some way or another. And I do like when he was implementing the shit rule, by the way, to backtrack on that. I like when I don't know what was said exactly.
I think she asked how that was going to work the other way around.
Oh, God,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't shit up.
Yeah, can't shit up. And he just like, just kind of chilling because there's nothing you can do about it, you know?
Also, side note, I'm picturing Mike watching this movie and then at that scene saying, "What the fuck?"
I asked to come in.
Then you don't know there are deaths in this pit every day.
We prefer to call it Vertical Self-Management Center.
How many levels are there?
200 levels.
200. We don't get enough food for 200 levels.
If everybody ate only what they needed, the food would get to the lowest level.
In here, it's not that easy.
No, it's not. Not here nor out there. But something needs to happen at the VSMC sooner or later. You know, something that sprouts a spontaneous solidarity.
VSMC, spontaneous solidarity. Is that why they created this pit? Change never happens spontaneously, lady.
So they're calling it the Vertical Self-Management Center. Is it stacked up or is it in the underground? Is it tall or,
That's my
is it tall or
question.
deep?
That's my question.
Yep. I literally didn't think of that until we started talking. I'm like, but is this place tall or is it deep?
Here's
show you
okay.
something.
Follow-up question. Would that matter?
No.
I'm just kidding. I didn't know if like maybe you're
Is
like
it
an
even on Earth?
yeah, that.
Are they all
It's on
robots?
But yeah, so I just didn't know like if maybe there was like somewhere to expand on that or
No,
whatever. No, that's a valid
It's
question.
just like a hypothetical question. I'm just curious.
It
I
reminds
was
me
curious
of
of everyone's opinion on it. Like,
it reminds me of a monster spawner from Minecraft. To be honest,
like what do you mean?
I'm just gonna leave that alone.
What? How is
this
this?
opens a whole can of worms.
Oh man.
I'm sorry.
Oh, explain.
We'll leave
sir,
Minecraft alone.
explain.
Anybody who plays Minecraft long enough will know what I'm talking about.
I feel like there was one more cutscene with the food. Oh yeah, that's right. There was one more cutscene where the food was being prepared just so, and it's being placed on the platform, and it's because
Escargot.
yes, they were putting his favorite dish on there, which is snails, and it made it to his level untouched.
Mhm.
I don't think he ever ate it. Did he?
No, because who? I mean, it should have always made it to his level. Because who the hell is gonna eat snails?
Well, I mean, depending on what level you're on. I mean, if you're that hungry, it's gonna happen at some point.
Well, see, the thing is, if you wanted to, I just thought of this. This thing goes down floor by floor, and if you wanted to make sure everybody was getting what they needed, and every floor got something, you'd have like some sort of mechanism. They'd be all like plates and trays and whatnot. But in this thing, and when the box got to your thing, it opened up with a plate for your level, like dunk, 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 dunk. But it's like it's all open, so it's leaving it. It's trusting the people to only eat what they need. So it's like expecting people to be good people instead
Yeah,
of
I feel like
selfish
also
shitheads.
with what we learned later, how there's so many more floors than anyone expected.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That her
Like almost double.
her rations that she was prepping would have been too much for everyone. Everyone would have had to slightly starve to make the food go far enough.
I feel like
Well,
here's
if
the
you ate
deal.
every other day.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. If everybody has prepared for them the thing they asked for, and they only ate the thing they
Well, they don't.
Yeah, okay. You
But
might not be healthy.
Hear me out.
Yeah,
Clearly, because they didn't show his escargot coming on till later.
Right.
There's not enough room on that table for almost 700 people's dish.
That's why it's on the menu.
It's on the menu.
Oh,
so you're like, there
yeah.
isn't 700 dishes on that table that's coming down.
I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah, neither did I. I just assumed the deal was whatever you asked for was always on that platform. And so when it got to you, you were going to eat it. Mind you, I did not know there were 333 floors. So fuck off. Okay. No, so
Just stop me before I said
at the
anything.
time,
There you go.
first of all, this platform is huge. No, this platform is huge, and there are dishes that are they have like pedestals so other shit can surround it. So I assumed everybody had their dish. And whether or not they still played it off that way or not, but I can definitely see now with 333 floors, if that's what they're going for, I don't know if it's enough space. But,
Obviously.
Obviously.
oh my God, turn this into a drinking game and don't die. So,
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously don't die.
but here,
We're
and
gonna
then
kill someone.
here's, man, when I was watching this movie, this is the part where I was really confused. For probably about maybe 10, 15 minutes because
You were confused at this part. I was confused until the entire damn movie.
No,
until I got to the end of it.
No, the movie. I'll be honest with you. I think that even if you don't pick up on like
I don't think like the hidden messages are all that deep. I feel like it's just on the undertones of greed in today's society and stuff like that.
yeah.
Like it's
and I feel like even if you don't follow that though, this is still a really good movie, and you can just watch it as is. This is a movie that I like because you can still watch it face value and you're fine, which is me. Because here's the thing: we're on floor 17. He wakes up, and then this I don't know what the hell I'm calling this girl, but Imigru, whatever her name is, he's
changing.
It does keep changing. He wakes up and she hung herself. She can't.
No. The gas hits and they wake up on like a super low floor. And she realizes they're not going to get any food, so she hangs herself so he'll have something to eat because she knows she's going to die anyway.
Damn, that's how that worked out. Okay, that makes sense. Because
and she also lost her dog, so
Yeah,
she
it
had
was
like
really
nothing
far.
to live
Yeah.
for. She was
Okay.
already
Yeah,
depressed
because
from that.
that's
Like,
how
she
he
wasn't
counted.
eating.
Why he decided to start counting floors. 'Cause they were in the 200s.
and there was
So
still
that's why he assumed there was
yeah, there was
250
still more.
floors.
Yeah, they're like what, like 212 or something.
he was on 202 and
202,
there was
yeah.
still more below him. And like I said, that's what made it really weird. 'Cause I guess I didn't realize he was waking up from being gassed. I thought he was just waking up in general. And she had hung herself, but then there was like this weird montage of him starving. I'm like, how is he starving on level 17? He's got to be on a different level. And then, of course, obviously, you realize he is.
Also, like you couldn't keep any food, but they didn't give a shit if you took the like silverware, the glass,
Yeah.
the plates or anything. Like, I would 100% be stealing all the plates and everything off that thing. Like, why not?
Why?
Yeah, well.
What you can do with it?
Chuck it at the floors above you. Chuck it at the floors below you. Like,
it is
come on,
so
guys,
yeah,
have fun.
I guess so.
Yeah, I suppose. But
I
you know,
guess I'm just a piece of shit.
Mike
but-
is just better at resource management than I am.
I'm just gonna say, if there's a corpse hanging there for a month,
Oh.
that thing's probably only gonna
Oh.
be edible for a couple
He
of
did-
days,
It was like,
and then it's gonna be.
that was
He
my
should have
question.
binged and fasted. Like,
That was my question: is how long did he wait? Because they don't really tell you, but he just certainly didn't wait the whole month because he chowed down.
No. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
gonna be
actually,
gross.
at one point there's a whole bunch of maggots in there
Yep.
on her body.
Yeah, and he's eating the
No,
rotten
that was-
flesh.
and he's eating the rotten flesh. I'm like, why is he
eat
not
the,
just eating the maggots?
Yeah, that would have been safe.
Yeah. Oh,
the maggots.
yeah.
The maggots are actually would have been great, like protein.
Yeah,
and
they would have.
I thought it was weird. It's like he literally picked around the maggots.
Huh.
Yeah.
Mike,
Well, you gotta
excellent
have some
resource
class,
management and
Mike.
survival.
What?
You gotta have some class.
I
here,
know.
Mike.
Plate throwing,
You mountain
maggot
man.
eating.
Yeah, 'cause then he
Bear
starts-
Grylls over here.
Yeah, because then you start seeing the European Spaniard Super fucking Mario and what's her face.
Oh yeah. He's
now
going
they're
crazy.
inside of him.
Yeah, so he's like
Wink,
having
wink.
conversations with these guys, and he's going crazy. You
Yeah.
know, honestly, his cellmate was pretty smart because everything he pretty much said is exactly everything that happened to this guy.
And he had to start following his rules, like obviously.
Oh yeah, obviously. And he did.
That
he
is
did
what-
survive, and then ended up waking up on level 6. He woke up on level 6, and
But what's his face?
yes, his name is I have it written down. It's
Rope Man.
Bahart, Bahart. We'll call him Bart.
Oh, look, a name we can
No,
actually
Rope
fucking
Man.
say.
Not really. What is it?
Rope Man.
Rope Man.
Oh
Rope
yeah,
Man.
with rope. Dude, I felt so bad for this guy. I felt so.
He was such a good guy
He
He
was.
couldn't have been in there that long.
to still be that good of a guy.
Why was he in there?
Yeah, oh yeah,
I
that's
wish I
probably
would've known.
true. That's probably true.
I'm a little confused though because his whole rope theory, that was his item. He came in with rope. Did he was so focused on escaping. How was he so prepared for this? Where were his plates?
I'm
He
wondering
wasn't throwing
if
anything.
maybe because apparently we learned later. We'll come back. That he was with this wise man who told him like all this stuff, and I'm wondering if maybe along the way he acquired the rope from somebody else.
Oh, maybe.
Like maybe he didn't come prepared for it, but somebody else had asked for it. Maybe I don't even know, fucking randomly. I don't know.
Kinky.
But yeah, maybe this what we're calling Bart guy. Man, I felt he was
Bart guy?
energetic.
Oh, man.
He was so happy to be on. He was happy to be on level 6, and he's like, hey, he's talking to the people above him, and he's like, I want to throw my rope. I want to climb up. I'm going to get out of here. I'm so close to the top. Just let me climb up. I'm passing through, and then I will be on my way. I'm not here to cause any trouble.
I was just waiting for him to fall to his death.
Oh, I was too.
Obviously.
You can't cheat the system, Rope Man.
Yeah, as we learned, because these guys are giving him a hard
Rope
time.
Man
These
became
people on level 5,
Rope Man leveled up.
are
Or was it demotion?
they are
down.
absolute assholes.
No, they were helpful. They're like, come on, we'll help you up.
No,
Give us your
no,
rope.
no,
They-
no, no.
They were pretty nice
They
about
were
it.
like they were really questioning, and you could tell they were kind of sketchy a little bit. But they were
Yes.
like, "Yeah, we're gonna help you." They're like, "You know what? Toss us the rope."
sketchy a little bit. Man, their whole demeanor's like, do you believe in God? Well, what one? Huh?
The one guy.
How are we gonna be reward? Like they're so fucking snarky about it.
Snobs.
They-
People
oh, yeah,
above
like-
you act snobby
I
to
know,
you.
right? Yeah. So finally they're like, you know what?
They're also the dude was pretty fat. Like how long have you been on the
I
high
know.
floors?
Dude, there's some fat people on these floors, man. So they find like, you know, yeah, we're gonna help you out. And he's like, oh, thank you. And this guy, I felt so bad for this character. He starts climbing the rope and he's right there and he's like, give me your hand, hurry, help me up. And what do we get?
Shit.
Yes. Shit
Right in his
again.
eye.
Pop goes the butthole and a turn to the face. It just comes out, and it took me.
it took Wiki by surprise as well.
Oh, the whole time.
Like it wasn't a jump scare; it was a butt scare.
It really was.
Butt torture.
And I swear, and they did this on purpose. They did it on purpose, and they did a great job because when he's sitting there, he's like, "Just give me your hand." Oh my god, I was waiting for him to fall. I was waiting for that rope to drop and him to just plummet. I felt so bad, and then just like rapidly butt over the side, turn to the face.
Dude, the dude just pulls his pants down and just launches like.
It was the lady.
Yeah, it was the lady.
It was the lady.
Yeah,
And it was like turbocharged, man.
it was a turd torpedo.
No, this makes it even better because this shit just didn't plop on his face.
Yeah.
But splat. Meow.
It just bounced right off
Oh
of him.
man. But,
Ricochet.
and then of course
It didn't
he
even look like it slid. It just like bounced. Clack.
he
Boom,
falls,
headshot.
lands on the floor barely, and is saved by Greg, and he
He
pulls
almost
him in.
fell. And Greg's like,
Yeah, and he lost his rope, and he's so sad, and also
sad, dude.
I hate this.
He got shit in his eye.
Well, yeah, but
He washed his face really well.
he did, but he was just like so distraught. And I mean, I
Yeah,
felt.
notice that he did go wash his face before he freaked out.
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh God, I mean, come on. But I felt so bad for him, and that was one of the things too that I'm like, just like with the Ixugami guy, whatever, the original dude, his original cellmate, when he was talking about how like, it landed on an immigrant.
Mario.
He's like talking about he landed on an immigrant, which it's not my fault. He shouldn't have been there. I kind of felt the same for these people because they're like, oh, look at this, the black man wants help, and I'm
the
like,
turd landed on because he
damn.
shouldn't have been there.
No, yeah, but no, and they're like they're like so like, man, but they're just I just hate these people, man, and I hate them because they remind me, and this is obviously the intentions of everyday real life people.
Yep.
Down a suicide. If we get food to the last level, we break the mechanics.
There are no mechanics. Just a hole. The hole's a prison goreng. With who the hell knows how many levels.
When I was on level 2 or 2, I counted second by second. How much time the platform took to come back. It might not have been exact, but taking into account the time the platform stops on each level. I figure there are about 250.
250.
250.
And if you're wrong, say there's no food before we reach the end.
And then we stay on the platform and we go up again. As he wished.
It basically goes off a system to where it's like it's a system to help one another and to make sure everybody's taken care of. But when you're up at the top, you tend to not give a shit about the people below. And then when you go from being down at the bottom to the top, you kind of tend to forget to where you came from. So fuck it. I'm going to do me and do me only. There's not a lot of people who, when they do make it to the top, be like, I got to share the wealth because I remember when I was there.
Yeah.
There's not enough of that.
Which
and
is-
this literally touches on that.
And it's
majorly.
true, and obviously it does exist in small amounts because that's how this Greg was when he first got there, and that's how the other lady was. But when they realize they can't make a difference, they just give up.
Yeah.
They just give
'Cause
up.
you can't make a
You
difference.
can't make a difference.
You can't escape.
So he comes to, I guess, this conclusion where his plan is they're gonna make weapons. They're gonna ride this bastard all the way down to the bottom so they can get up to the top floor. That's
and
the-
they're gonna
because
they're
everybody-
gonna portion the food too, right? Aren't they?
Yeah, because
Aren't they gonna give
they
some
said,
people-
Yes.
They said
Yeah.
it's right. Free
But
floor.
they say they're going to portion the food, but they also decide the first 50 floors.
Oh,
don't get to eat.
whoa.
Because-
We'll
yeah.
get there. We'll get there. Hold on. Because
Where we're at.
well, no, all right, but I don't want to jump this part because here's the thing. I did forget about that. I thought the whole plan was to just ride it to the bottom and get to the top. But they
we're
wanted
not
to make
defending-
sure that they got past or about floor 50 before they started letting people eat. These people don't
Yeah.
eat, they need to eat.
Because they said, we're going to ride it down.
Right.
We're going to portion it out. We're going to wait until we hit floor 51 before we portion out because the food does never makes it past
Right.
floor 50. Floor 50 is the last floor to eat. Because he's been at floor 48, so he knows.
He knows.
So it's like, all right, once we hit floor 50, we'll start rationing it out.
Okay. the first floor they descend to, oh my God, dude. I think it was the first one. If not, I don't give a shit. It's the first, second floor. I was watching this by myself. And I'm just like, I audibly was like, damn, because they get there and this
Everybody getting debunked.
dude, oh my God. So this one guy knows Rope Man, all right? And he's like, hey, they're like, no, we're saving this till we hit these floors where people don't eat. They need food. You can wait a day or two and like, hey, we know what it's like to starve. We want to eat. We just came from a lower floor. And they're like, it's not going to kill you to wait one more day. Plus, I think they already actually ate a day prior, maybe. It doesn't matter. But they're like, you can wait another day. These people need to eat.
She boogied to that table.
And the funny part is the guy's like, hey, me and you are friends. You're going to let this white man tell you what to do? And oh my God, when he played that card, I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought
I saw
this
it
is
coming.
bullshit, man. And
that was
I was expecting it to just be like, I didn't expect him to turn on Greg.
Yeah.
But what I did expect was it's okay, you could take a little bit. Like I was expecting him to deviate from the plan. And when this guy went in to take some, I was like, no, he's gonna hit his hand. Dude, when he hits him over the head with this metal bar, and I was like, holy shit! Like dude, no, it took me by
Get a bonk.
oh yeah, it took me by complete surprise.
So, what? This goes on a whole bonking montage.
Oh, yeah.
Down through the whole first 50 floors.
Bonking montage.
And I was like, they aren't just not feeding the first 50 floors; they're killing the first 50 floors.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
holy shit,
Well, anybody who tried to touch the food,
Yeah, they didn't have to.
They were
could have just stayed away.
yeah,
They
and
could've left.
that's true. That's true.
they were rationing it out. But if anybody tried to take more than what they were given, they were, they got the bonk too. Until they got to the one, because they got to the one floor going down. But this was before they made it outside the 50 floors when they found the wise guy, and then the wise guy was sitting there. All right, well then you need to send a message. Take the panna cotta.
Yeah,
basically, it's the most nicest looking food. Guard that with your life. Well, send him a message. Make sure that makes it. Make sure that
Gets
makes
the
it
bonk.
back to the top floor.
Yeah.
It's like, but you need to talk to them. It's like, but what if talking doesn't work? Then you hit them hard.
Oh
But
yeah,
you told them don't hit them right away.
So,
You
yeah,
talk to
I really
them.
enjoyed that because they went to
Yeah.
the next floor and they talked super nice, and then bonked them.
oh yeah.
I know.
Super nice.
They're like
He's
trying
"Fuck this."
to spread the gospel. Like, this is what we're doing. We are on a mission. Help us out. Okay, dead.
Yeah, and the funny part is, I actually kind of like when they came down to the wise man. I thought it was just like, oh man, a cripple. This guy has to eat. And
Damn it!
Well,
This guy can't walk.
well,
Fucking shit.
They have a plan, and they don't want to
Somebody
deviate.
felt bad for the
this
wheelchair
this
guy.
handicap guy's gonna ruin everything for being
He's
a
got the
fucking
fast
handicap.
pass.
Oh, no, and then I'm like, okay, they're gonna feed this
Somebody
guy.
has
And,
sympathy for the
I
crippled.
expected this to be kind of the thing that breaks them from their mission. But when he's like, oh, I know this guy, he's a wise man, and he started talking, I'm like, I thought this guy was gonna kind of talk him out of it and kind of ruin things. But then I actually liked the guy. He's like, no, he's like, look, if you're gonna do this, you have
Is
to
it
do
the last
it
time he shows
right.
up?
I think so.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And he's like, you have to do this right. He goes, if you want to, if you don't just feed these people, you got to send a message. And he's like, I think he tells him ultimately that one dish should make it back to the top untouched, and so that becomes the new mission. Is this they choose the panna cotta, and they're going to guard this with their lives to make sure this damn thing makes it all the way back to the top. And they're still feeding people at some points. But this is the point of the movie where you realize the floors just keep
The
going.
panna cotta should have made it all the way back up with one hair in it.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
But I know on their way down, they made it to a floor where what's her face was on. I keep forgetting what you call her.
Who?
Asian lady.
Oh yes. Melanie or something.
Melanie,
Yeah.
something like that.
But they found her, and she was being attacked by
Oh
two
yeah.
dudes.
Oh.
So he jumped off to go save her, and then the black guy tried to tell him no, but
They tried to tell him no, but
tried
I
to
think
tell
like she was like.
well,
The
he
dude
was
just-
he ended up was stabbing her,
Yeah.
and so he jumped off to try to save, got knife away from him, beat the hell out of him.
Oh,
But then
man.
the guy said nope and beat the fuck out of
This
him. The other
man
dude
was-
got fucking samurai sword
Yeah.
into shit.
This
Samurai
this scene.
plus over there.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah!
This scene was brutal because obviously she was being murdered. Which I'll be honest, I'm surprised it
Took
was
that long?
Yeah, seriously. With how people are,
Even on the way down, they passed a floor with a dead dude and like nothing else there, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this must have been her floor."
oh yeah, because they passed a few actually.
But like the first one they passed, where they just had a dude cut up, and it was
Yep.
like, this is definitely her.
And so she was getting murdered, and he jumped off because it's like, even though like she's supposed to be like this kind of bad person, there's something about her that he just is drawn to or something, or sees in her. So he jumps off, he pushes the guy off, and he is just wailing on this guy. And oh shit, dude! Oh, and that guy turned around and started beating him in the face. Oh, damn, yeah. I just like
Yeah, they should have taken a lesson from this movie when they made Polar.
hell yes.
'Cause this is an action movie.
Yes. And then the black guy got cut, and I'm like, oh man, I thought it was gonna be one of those scenes where one of them dies and the other one just kind of barely makes it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But they drag themselves back to the platform over all this broken glass and shit. And I'm just like,
After decapitating the guy.
oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, Rope Man gets a hold of the sword and decapitates a guy that's beating the shit out of Greg. They make their way back. But here's, I don't know where this panna cotta is, but they both laid sprawled on this
The
table.
panna
must have been the
cotta,
other
at
end.
one point, they put it down and they put a little glass cover over.
Okay, but I mean, like,
But like, I guess that was their way of saying that's how they protected it.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
a little cheese, but you know, it's all right.
They ended up continuing down, and they got to this floor with this little girl.
Yes.
Yeah, floor 323.
She was on the
333.
last floor, which we find out at this point it is floor 333, and like it was kind of weird because it's all dark. It's got the red light, right? It's got like
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
it's got this weird like mood lighting going on, and he's looking under the bench. And honestly, at first I almost didn't see it, and then you see this little child's face, and it's that crazy girl's daughter. She really did have a kid.
Yeah.
So
So she must have went in pregnant, but in the very early stages of pregnancy.
apparently,
Either that or got pregnant there.
yeah. Which either way is insanely
Either way,
plausible.
that would
yeah.
have been like, how many years? Like that kid was like at least
8, 7.
No, I don't know.
I would
It
say
was
4 or
kind of a
5.
big kid,
Yeah.
but because she didn't talk and all that, I don't know. Maybe 4 or 5, maybe pushing it.
also or uneducated because
Oh yeah, and that could be true too.
weird
Well, I
ass
know.
prison for her whole life.
Right? Yeah.
I know eventually they decided to give her the panna cotta.
Yes.
And then I think they both fell asleep. I don't know if the platform...
After rope guy, just because the panna cotta is the mission. Panna cotta is the mission.
Yeah.
Like the whole
Yeah,
way down.
I felt
Like,
so
panna cotta is
bad.
crazy.
Panna cotta is the vision. I don't know if the platform ever left that floor, if they left, if he slept for a whole day or just took a nap, because I know he had this dream that it wasn't the panna cotta that was the message. It was
Oh,
the girl
yeah.
that was the
Yeah.
message.
You're right.
And he woke eventually, like he had a dream, and then he had a dream, and then he woke up, and then Bahart was dead
Yeah.
because he bled out.
Yeah, I think it
So-
was the next day.
He picked her up, got her to the table because the thing went off, so it was going to move. So he got her to the table, and they went down. And it was literally a floor of nothingness. So he was like, all right, just going to wait for the thing to go back up. European Mario shows up and basically tells him that she's the message.
Right.
And he's that the message doesn't need to bear. Your time is done. So that's where he decides to get off. And lets her go up, and then they just kind of walk off.
Yeah,
talk, and then
They walk off into the abyss, and I hope to hell that platform gradually stops when it gets to the top, because
Like a
I don't.
slingshot.
I was gonna say I don't know much about physics, but the speed that is traveling at, if it just gets and stops immediately, she's fucked.
Will she succeed?
She's the message.
She is the message.
I'm assuming whether it had been the panna cotta or the girl, which I think the girl is the stronger message here, but I'm assuming the message is simply you have a flawed system.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
And that's the end.
I didn't care for the ending. I kind of wish
The panna
there was-
cotta.
there was
I kind of wish the
something.
panna cotta made it.
Yeah.
The panna cotta was the mission.
Yeah. Yeah.
Obviously.
I want to put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, team rope guy.
That'd be great.
Yeah, team rope guy. Panna cotta.
Team Rope Guy, obviously.
I don't know. I kind of wish there was something more, like, another kitchen scene or just something. But I get the symbolism of ending it early.
Yeah, I kind of liked it that way only because then it left it up to you to kind of decide what you think was going to happen.
Decide what the ultimate.
You got the open-ended, let your brain kind of run wild and put what it needs to put there versus like needing closure is what's going on. There's different people. Some people want to know and some people just don't want to know.
How is it that no one has ridden all the way to the bottom to ride the slingshot back up?
How did she never make it down that far? What the?
I don't even know why I call her anymore. Melanie or whatever.
Melanie.
Yes.
How come she never rode it that far? Because if she would have went that far down, she would have found her kid.
I think
unless sometimes her kid was above her in some months.
Yeah, that could have been.
Other months, maybe she just didn't have the strength to make it.
Unless they never knew that kid was that far
I think, first of all, I think, honestly, descending too far is the fear of dying and the fear of the unknown. Because obviously, the lower you get...
Yeah, nobody wants to say that leap of faith.
Right. Not to mention, obviously, the lower you go, the more hardship these people have, and they's going to kill you because they want to eat you.
She probably never made it down much lower than the food did.
Yeah, probably. But yes, and obviously these two guys,
there were enough people to eat.
Right, and these two guys made it as far as they did because they were just savages. Not to say she wasn't.
Yeah, plus there's two of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you got one woman versus two men who apparently got to the point where they don't give a fuck. I mean, they're taking everybody out.
They were bonking everybody on the way down. She just calmly rode down, sitting the whole time.
Yeah,
so she
exactly.
was attacked by everyone as she
I'd have
went
been
down.
boinking everybody on the way down. It's your turn, sir.
333 flights of loving. Yeah, so I don't know. Like, I think people didn't want to go, any lower because of the fear. And I think at another point, I think it's just you're effed, man. I mean, let's face it. When they got to those lower levels, everyone was dead.
Plus, there's really no saying that some adults didn't ride it back up. But were they just killed or just shoved back down? But when they send the message of this young girl back up there, that gives them something to think about.
Yeah.
They're like, well, how did this even happen? Why is she here?
Right,
What's going on? If somebody rides it out, they're like, okay, throw him back in the pit.
I wonder how much longer he had before he got his degree.
How many months was in there? 3 or 4?
4 at least, I think.
Yeah,
First
at least
month,
4.
The first...
So you had...
First month was with European Mario.
Then you had
Second
Cannibal
month,
Mario.
Then he went Cannibal. The third month was with...
Admissions Lady.
Yeah.
Admissions Lady. And the fourth month was when she hung herself.
Yep. Right. And so, when he was on level like 6.
And then 5th month was with Bahar.
Oh, so he had like 1 month left.
Man, he just,
so if he would have made
it,
if he would have, I don't even think he was that far into month 5. Actually, no, I think he was at the beginning of month 5. Like, he just started month 5.
He had 2 months, pretty much.
So if he would have made it through month 5 and 6, he would have been out.
And obviously, month 5, he was on, floor 6 or something? Like
he would have been living the good life.
He could have just fattened up and...
Yeah, then just fasted for like a month. You can survive a month. No food is on.
Yeah, they have water.
Super fat.
Yeah. He even said that. It's like, you can make it a month. And the old man's like, well, you could make it a month, but I'm old.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. And I think, though, that was like I'm losing my thought here. Oh, I think that was kind of like another message is like the old man died when he had a little bit of time left.
Yeah.
And then this guy died when he was a little bit of time left. I think they're trying to say nobody makes it out. Once you're in there, you live in there. That's it. You finish off your life in there.
All right, you know what? Let's
There's
just do
a lot
this.
to glean from this.
Let's go into final thoughts and ratings.
Damn it. I thought you were pointing at Russell since he,
Yeah, we'll go nice easy circle.
Ooh, a circle going on there.
No, like I said, I feel like there is a lot to glean from this movie, but I just feel like the ultimate thing to take away is the ideology of a flawed system. Honestly, it was really well done. It was actually, I thought it was a good movie. Granted, it threw me through a fucking loop, and I was confused for a good part of it until, other things happened. I'm like, all right, I get this. I understand it, I think. But I think I get a better idea of the movie now that we've discussed it. So, I don't know. I want to give it like 7, 7.5.
Wow, I think it's one of the better ratings given any movie.
Scored quite high as well. If you're talking about like out of anyone or just
him,
that's your highest rating for sure.
Wow, look at you go!
I thought it was great. I really liked that everything wasn't too obvious. That there was some thinking to do. Yeah, I didn't really like a lot of the visual effects. I didn't like when he looked down the hole the first time. It's just something seemed off about the effect, the 3D effect they're trying to give you. It was kind of a cheap movie, but it was a really good story, and I really liked it, and I do want to give it a 7 as well.
Nice. All right. So 7.5 and a 7. Mike, are you going to keep the 7 train moving?
I wasn't.
But now.
I'm tempted.
But, I really enjoyed it. I actually just like the story was great. I didn't notice any of the poor effects because I don't really pay too much attention to stuff like that.
Right.
I'm not looking for the details, but I think I will give the movie 6 butt scares out of 10.
Wow. Butt scares. All right. So that's pretty good. Okay. I will disagree with the effect looking down. And I think that's just because you had told me about it before.
Okay.
So I knew what I was looking at. And I think that maybe for a first time watcher, when you don't know, I could see how it could be disorienting. 100%. But like I'm looking at it and I kind of felt honestly kind of vertigo just looking at it. So for me, it hit home. It was a good movie. I mean, I guess I'm just kind of piggybacking off what you guys have already said. This is a movie that I think if you want to take it deep, you can go deep. And
you can go really deep.
And if you're not one for symbolisms and metaphors, this is one you can take at face value, and it's still a really interesting sci-fi movie. Yeah. So I'm gonna I'm gonna fall a little in between. I'm gonna say 6.5. So,
I did not expect to be
out on that one.
Lowest rating on that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I also really enjoyed the movie too, like which I don't think my rating really reflects that, but
yeah, no, I don't know. I guess I gave it a 6.5 because it's better than average, but I also feel like it's not one of those movies that holds a whole lot of rewatchability for me.
Yeah.
Like,
not really.
Once or twice, and I think you're probably good. And that brings us to the end of today's episode. Guys, I want to thank you so much for listening in on the conversation, but you know what? You can do more than just listen. That's right, you can be a part of it. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter at Rewind Guys Pod. That's REWGUYSPOD. Or email us at REWGUYSPOD@gmail.com and let us know what you think about this movie or any movie we've reviewed here on the podcast. Hope to see you guys next week.
I was gonna say I'm gonna give it a 7, obviously, but I can't say obviously.
Oh, man.
Damn it.
obviously.
Well, I
All
obviously
right.
forgot. You can tell that.
And then obviously right here is where the outro is going to go. So
Obviously.
Obviously.